Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is a special edition of Wild Card Weekend on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one, between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the San Francisco 49ers. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
From the host to Super Bowl 50 with a great NFC matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the San Francisco 49ers. With Charles Davis is in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they're led out by a guy who learned from one of the great ones in his first few years in Tom Brady. This is Jimmy Garoppolo.
When you're back up to one of the all-time great players, if you don't spend time picking that guy's brain or just watching and observing how he does things to increase your game, then you've wasted that time. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that type of a player. I think those lessons learned have a chance to transmit themselves very well.
And the drive starts with a completion left side. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Let's go! Let's go!
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at owning his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. And the starting crew now for San Francisco.
So many weapons on this offense, and we've seen them all season long score from any point on the field. But we all know playoff football comes down to playing smart. The game slows down, and it's harder to move it. So you've got to avoid penalties, avoid turnovers, and not let your emotions get the best of you.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Open man is Samuel, complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 33. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his. Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Brady. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
To throw, it's Brady. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Credit the sack to Fred Warner. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Now this offense about ready to take over again. I guess you could say they're kind of fortunate to be in the position that they're in, able to host as a division champ, because it's really one of the weakest divisions in the NFL.
And there's often the discussion every time, right? That 4th seed, should they actually be hosting? Because sometimes it turns out that division winner has a lesser record than wild card teams that get in, and some people think that'd be a more fair way of doing things. I've got to tell you, I personally like it. The title, I don't care what the division, how it's ranked, it still means something to me, and I like the fact that they get to host.
I think that that's the reason you have the divisions. If you didn't just stack up.
Here we go.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Under pressure, and down he goes. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. After 1.
Mike, 53. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
They go play action here on 1st down. It's caught by Mike Evans. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a 1st down, too.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Brady. And that is caught. What a catch inside the 5. He got 29 yards that time.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. An extra point by Gay is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's Ronald Jones that polishes it off with a touchdown run. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field.
And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Watch the eye.
The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. Goodwin able to haul it in. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Here we go. Check 45 the ball. Okay, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
From the 41, Garoppolo. Man open, it's Goodwin. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 25-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Emmanuel Ogbah, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. To throw is Garoppolo. Got the connection here to Bourne. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right
now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones in a first down. He's been the forgotten man. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
after the sack. Oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. Now Brady. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Well, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Wait, Eddie! Check line 54. Line 54. Hey, they're scared. Hey, check it.
On first down, Brady. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Williams. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it first and 10 at their own 42. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Garoppolo and the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's now 10 of 10 throwing the ball here to start the game. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
Come on, fellas.
So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's the first of 2 games here on this wildcard.
Broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. One of these 2 teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here comes Tom Brady and the Patriot offense back onto the field. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
What's tight? Tight is what? You got 4.
From the gun on third down, Brady flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right, and that's caught inside the 30.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
Brady going to throw.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Looking back to the air on second down. It's Brady. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
To throw is Brady. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Wait, that Alabama, 380. Strip the ball. Strip that ball. Alpha.
Brady to throw again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Another shot from the 9 on second and goal.
Man, I got you.
Again, it's Brady. Escaping the pressure right. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger.
He's got daylight. He's at the 30, 10, touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman, 74 yards. As his guys are back within a single score. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. You got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See who can drive the bus here again on this drive.
Drop deep, drop deep.
Again, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a play fake here on first down. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Brady. He's going to air it out deep for Hogan. He's got it at the 15. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. And even 50 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Brady to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Nick Bosa just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground. That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incomplete. And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. The dump-off gets them 9, so now they're in much better shape for 3rd down. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And the lead is now 13. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. So they won their division and earned the right to play at home in the first round of the playoffs, but this one is not going to script so far.
Nowhere did they have the thought process that they'd be down double digits. But the good thing is it's the first half. You and I know.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Give him 32 on the play. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end.
Go ahead.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
That's going to be caught by Samuel. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, 41 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. And right now they're just looking for a little more cushion, trying to make this a 2-score game. Points here would go a long way, obviously, to propelling them into the next round.
And this is where the head coach, offensive coordinator, they've had to set a tone all year long about what they do on offense. So most teams want to stay in attack mode, but you have to do it with some bit of caution, don't you? Because you can't come away with no points. You need these points here in order to feel a lot better about where they are in this game.
But this time of the year, playoffs, game of this magnitude, this is what we hope for.
Yeah, it's exactly what we hope for. You want to run your offense cautiously, but not so cautiously that you just give it up.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Buccaneers.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
What we got?
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from home? And a big loss here as he's taken down. Nick Bosa picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Throwing on 2nd and long. Brady, open man is Howard, the tight end. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. This is Jones. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
Here we go, D. Here I come.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead is now 13. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's Ronald Jones that polishes it off with a touchdown run. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Garoppolo and the Niners now down by 13. Just over 1:40 to play. This crowd has stayed with them throughout, but they need 2 late scores to advance in these playoffs as they've got a first down. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Garoppolo hustling him back to the line now. Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move. To throw, it's Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Garoppolo now, first down throw. This is Coleman with a grab. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Garoppolo firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
One final try now for Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them 1 step closer.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaughan. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Santa Clara.